Welcome to the My Basketball Podcast, also known as M.O.B Podcast, episode 135. I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
This is our basketball podcast. We recap, break down, and analyze players and teams from previous games from the previous day. Ja. You know what time it's about to be.
Yeah,
third to last set of games happened last night.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. Some things happened. Important things happened.
Yeah.
Not just too many good games, but
Yes.
But finally starting to get that. You got to see what's going down. You got to see the seedings and the standings officially.
Mm-hmm.
Got two teams that clinched something from last night.
Yeah.
So hey, it's getting very important.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm still living. So I guess that's a start. But still tired like always. So that's the second start.
Listen, man, hey, come on. I need your morale up.
Yeah, I'm up. I'm ready, baby. You already know the vibes.
Because like I said, it's about to be that time.
Hey, just like what Shaq said, I'll be ready when it's time to be ready.
All the way up until he got kicked out into Miami. And then he was ready in Miami. Oh, man. But hey, it's an exciting time in basketball. Even though it's the end of the regular season, we got to see a lot less teams. We got to see the most important teams. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Still here. Still regular season.
Yeah.
Let's not get too crazy. Speaking of the regular season, like I mentioned, two big teams clinching spots.
Mm.
Let's talk about the Washington Wizards.
Yeah, let's talk about them.
Well, last night in their win against the Cavs, they officially clinched a play-in spot, thus eliminating the Chicago Bulls. Chicago. Made that trade for Nick Vucevic, and things got worse somehow.
Yes, they did. They did get worse. And I don't know how the hell that happened, but yeah, as I said, running back next year.
That's favorite saying. One, why are you so low?
Oh, sorry. Hey, I'm just saying, running back next year.
You're really like a character, like an on and off screen character on Seinfeld. you would be like Kramer's friend. Like he would bring in and out.
Hey man, I'll be anything from back in the day.
What's wrong with today?
You see the reality TV shows that they be putting out there? You see the people that they put on TV, bro?
No, but I see the people they put on YouTube. You. So it can't really get that bad,
Hey. Last time I remember, you brought me on board with this.
Last time I remember, you agreed to this. Ain't nobody held a gun to your head. I suggested to you. You said, "Yeah, I'll do that." Yeah. The Wizards. Moving past the Bulls.
Yeah.
Their turnaround in the second half of the season has been great.
Yeah,
it's been really great.
And we know the reason to why that is.
You want to say?
Well, it's Mr. Triple Double. We all know that.
The stat pattern? No way.
Look, the more y'all call him stat pattern, the more y'all disrespecting Oscar Robertson. That's all I gotta say.
They don't care.
I know they don't care because they casuals who don't even know who Oscar Robertson is. It took Westbrook getting triple doubles for them to find out who Oscar Robertson is. That's all I got.
Listen, nothing wrong with casuals.
You're right.
They grow the game. It's just when they start talking.
Hey, look, you're right. There's nothing wrong with them. There's a lot wrong with them. There's a lot wrong with them.
Let's not seem like we hate.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, you're right. But yes, Bradley Beal number 1, Russell Westbrook 1B. Like, these two are the main reasons why the turnaround for this part of the season for the Wizards has been so tremendous. It just needed time to click. And again, you heard me say it on numerous occasions, and I'll continue to say it. The only way that this team was going to be successful is if they both did what they did, but they had to take it up a little bit of another notch, especially Westbrook, because you could see with all the triple doubles he was getting, because he was still averaging a triple double in the first half, of course. But the thing is, it wasn't eluded the impact in terms of his motor and not his motor, but his scoring production. Because Westbrook was averaging like 18 for a specific period of time until game towards that All-Star break, he turned it up different. And you heard me say so many times, Westbrook needs to average either 20, needs to put up 25 or more, along with Bill having his great performances in order for this team to win, because this team is in a slump. But now this whole team, it looked like they got on track. They fought. It looked like the moment they started to see how Westbrook and Bill operated, they got right on board, and that's when things start to click all around with the whole team. And I think that's where things start to get better. And as a result, that's what you've been seeing. That's the reason why they've been having such a great second half of the season, which now they have an opportunity to fight their way into the playoffs with this playing game. Because just like what you saw, don't get me wrong, in this game, the Cavs they exchanged, them and the Cavs exchanged leads multiple times prior to that fourth quarter. Let's be honest, we got to say what it is. The Cavs did put up a fight. They did put up a fight.
Yep.
Then the Wizards basically separate themselves in the fourth quarter. But you can see the connection, the clicking, everybody knowing their role, finding their strengths, using their strengths to their advantage. And just more communication, the way that they were moving the ball, you know what I mean? The way that they were getting out in transition, the threes, it looks beautiful. And with them clutching this playing spot, whoever they facing is going to be really scary to see what they could do against that team.
Yep. And also, you got to give the credit to role players as well. Roy Hachimura, he's stepped up. Garrison Matthews, Neto, Avida before his injury, of course. I wish him the best. They would want to use him for these playing games, but also your guy, I can't forget Daniel Gafford.
Daniel Gafford, yeah. He came out of nowhere.
So I mean, they got these pieces, and Thomas Bryant. They have these role players that's really now been coming to their own and stepping up.
Yeah.
And helping Beal and Russ.
Exactly.
So it really feels like now the chemistry is really there. It took some time. Boy, did it take some time. But it's finally there. They've been finally playing better. And come playoff time or playing time, Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook in a half-court setting.
Exactly. Hey, we thought John Wall and Bradley Beal was scary. Thank you, Houston.
and that Bradley Beal wasn't the Bradley Beal now.
Exactly.
Even though he was still great back then.
Yeah.
But man,
Now we know who won the trade. Thank you, Houston.
why do you have to mention that?
I'm sorry. I'm just being honest.
Hey, Houston did well themselves. Just last night.
Oh yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Yeah, they beat the Clippers, even
Yes,
though
they
the Clippers
did.
didn't have nobody playing.
Yeah.
But they won. Win is
They
a
won,
win.
yeah, it's important. Yeah, they got some big wins against some certain teams. You talk about the Clippers team, you talk about you talk about the Rockets, you talk about the Bucks, you talk about what the hell? What was that game? To end their losing streak against the Raptors. They had some memorable games.
Man, let's not give him too much credit. Paul George, Kawhi, and then everybody else was not playing. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Best player on the floor was Luke Kennard. With all due respect. Man.
Wait, what about
a win is a win.
DeMarcus Cousins playing?
Yeah, DeMarcus Cousins is not the DeMarcus Cousins that
Still better than Luke Kennard. Just saying.
Luke Kennard's nice. Don't do that. Okay.
Okay, he's nice, but he's not better than DeMarcus. Come on now. Even DeMarcus at 50% is better than Luke Kennard. Come on now.
DeMarcus ain't that what he used to be. He is not even half of what he used to be.
Let me tell you something. On one leg, DeMarcus Cousins will kill Luke Kennard. On one leg.
Luke Kennard's a shooter.
DeMarcus Cousins is a shooter.
Not the way Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard's a good offensive player. And he can space the floor. And he can help when Paul George and Kawhi need a bailout.
Okay, I can understand their value to the team is different. But if you want to talk about individual talent,
actually, hold on. Yeah, value to the team. One got signed for a 4-year deal. The other got signed to a 10-day. Come on now.
He's fighting his way back into the league.
Okay, all right. But listen, man, it's values. And as much as I love DeMarcus Cousins, like you said, it's values.
All right, to this Clippers team, yes, Luke Kennard is important. I'm not gonna say way more important, but he's important.
He's important, but I respect DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins has stepped into his role.
Yeah. Until
now, he's playing on this team. You know, we both happy for him.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But hey, 4-year deal, which Montrezl Harrell laughed at. It was still a big win for the Rockets getting against the Clippers, because Clippers haven't secured that 3rd seed, in which we will talk about later.
Oh my God! So that means that we won't get to see
all I'm saying is we'll talk about it later. That's all I'm saying.
We won't see the match. That's what I'm basically hearing. That's what I'm basically hearing. I'm not going to get to see the matchup I really want to see.
That's all I'm saying. So, go away, Rockets. Play spoiler. I like some spoilers. All right, let's get some spoiler teams going on. Those teams that have nothing to prove. You know, teams, lottery pick teams. But let's take these wins against these teams. You know, let's go.
All right, yeah. So let's talk about let's talk about what nearly happened. It was a thriller in Dallas. A thriller in Dallas.
Oh yeah. It was a thriller in Dallas.
Yeah.
Speaking of spoiler, Raptors was really trying to ruin something.
Exactly. They was really trying to ruin something. You could see it. Because let's be honest, the Mavericks looked like they were going to run away with it. They really looked like they was going to run away with it. And then I don't know what happened. Malachi Flynn and who else was it? Malachi Flynn, Stanley Johnson, and these other dudes.
Jalen Harris,
yep.
And just signed, right?
Just signed up the gate and I think
he did, yeah.
He balling like that. Yeah, he tried to make a statement that he belonged in the league going against Luka and them, because part of that third, majority of that fourth, the Raptors, I don't know what they was doing. They just had that grind mode mentality, like they was back up north. Just started balling. Just started balling on both ends of the floor, and they started to make a comeback, and they started to make it difficult for the Mavericks. Like, you know, even at one point, I never knew Luka could get stripped by an average player. He got stripped. He really got stripped. That's crazy.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. Average NBA player, if we're playing against them, he's a 99 overall.
Well, nah, you're not lying about that. Well, Rajon Nesterovic is probably a different story.
Why out of all people did you just think of Rajon Nesterovic?
And I'm just saying.
Because he's European, right?
Okay, forget it. Kwame Brown.
I'm trying to change. Listen, we gonna race bait you. We gonna get these races. We gonna get these people to hate you. We get these people to say it's racist.
Hey, I'm not racist. I'm just speaking how it is.
You sound like those people that say like, "I'm not racist. I got a white friend."
Well, because I'm not. Because I do got a white friend.
There you go.
No, I don't.
Hey,
I'll be honest. I don't.
He said it.
And I don't mean I'm racist. Hey, I may hate some of my teachers back in school, but I don't mean I'm racist.
No, please. That had nothing to do with race. Nothing at all. All right. Yeah. But the Mavericks say they would pull it out late. I mean, Porzingis, he's back. I said the Mavericks' best chance of winning is with Porzingis.
Yep.
So finally, nice seeing him back, and he put up some big numbers last night.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Come back, put up a double-double. He looked good, and it's good to see him like this because heading towards playoff time, this is what you're going to want to see from him because he was having a good performance in the playoffs, I believe, last season until the injury kind of stopped him from doing what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And people say that, hey, what happens if Porzingis is playing in that Clippers first round series?
Yeah.
You know, might be a different story, especially what we saw in the second round. But yeah, Mavericks survive despite the Raptors trying to play spoiler to them.
And they will keep the 5th seed for life. We know this. Go on.
All right. We'll see. Did you see the Kings also try to play spoiler?
Oh, yeah. Yes, they did. Well, yes, they did try to play spoiler. They really did try to play spoiler because heading down that last quarter, those last minutes in the quarter.
Not to cut you off. I'm so sorry. The Sacramento basketball team. Gotta correct myself, man.
Hey, man, they could become the Kings again if they move to Seattle. I'm telling you.
Stop with your take. Stop with your take.
I'm just saying. They could become Seattle. They become the Kings again, the Super Kings, if they just go to Seattle. But as I was saying, that's what I'm saying. Coming up to those closing moments, those final moments, it looked like Memphis had it right there. They were playing really well. Actually, let's be honest. The game was back and forth for majority of the game, in which the Kings actually had an advantage within the middle of the game. And obviously, of course, the Grizzlies being who they are and the Kings being who they are, and how we know them both to be, you know that the Sacramento basketball team was not going to hold on to that lead for long. But then let's just say they had the opportunity to close it out, and then next thing, Terrence Davis throws it up, but yet somebody gets to put back. They get a steal. Then Terrence Davis throws it up again. He gets the 3. And then, it's a 1-point game. And it looked like they about to make some noise. It looked kind of scary. It looked like they was trying to scare the state of Tennessee. With that. And then, Terrence Davis comes down the floor and smothered a little bit, as you might put it. Could you say?
Smothered in a way that it was a foul.
Okay, I wouldn't say smothered, but
a contested shot.
It was a contested shot, and it's crazy because he let it go, and it looked like he could still have made that.
It did.
Yeah.
It banked it, but he ended up missing it. You know what's impressive about the Grizzlies win?
What's up?
'Cause Grizzlies win. 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 ' Do you know who was playing?
Not Ja.
That's right. Ja wasn't playing. You know who else wasn't playing?
I didn't see Dylan either.
Yep, not Dylan Brooks either. You know who else wasn't playing?
Not Triple J.
Nope, not him either. You know who else wasn't playing?
The whole Memphis team.
Let's fill in the gaps. He said not Jaren Jackson Jr., not John Morant, not Dylan Brooks. Just gonna scroll just to make sure I got this right. No Kyle Anderson.
Nope.
No Brandon Clark.
Nope.
No Grayson Allen. No Jonas Valanciunas. They won with Justice Winslow.
Yes, they did.
And Xavier Tillman.
But you want to know what makes it more shocking? They won with those guys, but you know who they were playing against? Buddy Hield.
Yo.
I'm just saying they play.
Leave Buddy alone.
I'm just saying.
It was a down year. It was a down year. I believe he's gonna bounce back next year.
I'm like, how could you play one of your best players in a game that doesn't even mean much anymore? Well, they could have affected Memphis in a way.
No. I don't mind that. Trying to play spoiler. It's not like they like in the play-in.
Just and the dude only put up 11. Oh my God, he should have went off for 30 in this game. Let's be honest.
Leave him alone.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying though he should. He know he's really good enough at scoring that ball. He shouldn't have went off for 30. Yes. Again, the dude was going against Justice Winslow.
Lewis King stepped up.
Yeah, good night. He was getting buckets, but if you're getting buckets better than Buddy, then that must be something got to be wrong with Buddy.
They all paid close attention to him because he was automatically the best player.
Yeah, whatever.
I tried, Buddy. I tried.
Buddy, it's just the Caribbean love. That's it. That's the reason why I'm saying this.
The Kings try to play spoiler to the Warriors. The Grizzlies, Sacramento basketball team. Try to play spoiler to the Grizzlies. And another team right next to the Sacramento basketball team on the standings. Try to play spoiler to the Warriors. That's funny how you look at it. But between both of those games.
Yeah.
And they came pretty close.
Yes, they did.
Yep, they came really close. But hey, Eric Pascal. Eric Pascal with the tip in to save the day. Save the Warriors.
After that scare in the fourth. Because I don't know what that was, but hey, I forgot. There was no Curry, no Draymond.
Nope.
They're like it was basically a bunch of second unit young guys.
I think both teams I think they rested their starters.
They rested. They rested their best players.
Hoping that their benches can pull out this win. Because the Warriors are the 8th seed, Grizzlies are the 9th seed.
Yeah.
And they're right on top of each other.
Yeah.
So they want their guys to be 100% for that final game, which we shall talk about tomorrow's podcast, not today.
Yeah. But going back to the game though, these are two teams in which, with the best players not playing for each specific team, they don't know how to close out. Let's be honest. They're young. It's a young unit. They don't know how to close out games. So to see the Pelicans go on that run, well, the Pelicans have sucked in the fourth quarter throughout this whole year. So, to see this run that they go on is especially Alexander Nickeil Walker. Hooper, even though he has some weird moments, just straight up balling, macking out, hooping. going crazy. And it's just like, you know what I mean? The Pelicans had their run. They had their run because both of these teams, again, don't know how to close out games. The Warriors were up big at a certain point, looking like they was going to run away with it and take this game. But yeah, again, young teams don't know how to close out games. Came down to the wire. It came down to those moments. Nikhil Walker, just like what you said, Eric Pascal to save him with the tipping, and Nikhil Walker had an opportunity to get a game winning shot. Did it come up for him?
Nope. Nope.
I tell you what it came up for. It came up for a lot of oxygen and air.
That was one of your better ones.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, the Warriors, it was a tale of two halves. The Warriors had it in that first half, big lead. Second half, it was all Pelicans. And that's what led them to coming back. And Jordan Poole, who's really been stepping up for the Warriors this year, he's really been a key piece for them.
Yeah.
And he had himself a good game. Mulder had himself a good game. And, you know, they stepped up in that first half. And as you said, yeah, they need to get better closing. Without Curry, you can't just rely on Curry.
Well, you know, that's impossible a little bit for them. So, okay.
But, you know, they didn't have Oubre, they didn't have Draymond, they didn't have Wiggins. So I can understand, you know, can't really fault them for all that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they held on. They held on and won the game.
Yeah.
So got to give them props. Well, all right. And last, certainly not least, we mentioned earlier there were two clinching things that happened. Already talked about the Wizards, clinched the play-in. Now go down to Philadelphia. The Philadelphia 76ers with their big win against the Magic finally officially clinched the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. A big moment for Philadelphia, a big moment. That man right there. Trust the process, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Trust the process. Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Danny Green, Tyrese Maxey, Dwight Howard, Shake Milton, Mateus Thybulle. Gotta give credit to all these guys. Definitely Doc Rivers, definitely Daryl Morey. The effort that they put into this team, trust that they put into this team, you know, the pieces that they put around this team, the system that they put around this team. You can imagine if you just had a competent GM and a competent coach.
Exactly. You I don't even gotta say anything, really. You said it all right there. You know what I mean? This is a team who people hasn't really, well, they made a lot of strides in the past years, but then, like, you know, it like, you know, they got rid of their shooters at one point and it didn't look right, and things just didn't look like it was going from up to downhill. Questions about the dynamic duo between Embiid and Simmons was always coming into play. Should you trade them, one of them, and which one should it be? Well, so I'm not going to get into the conversation who it should have been, even if it was going to occur. But, like, you know, all of that, and it's just like, you know,
Simmons.
Yeah.
Sorry. You said
Nah, you good. But like, you know, go from this, and people were starting to lose hope in Philly, especially after what happened last season. People were starting to lose hope. Those were really the conversations. Trade who whatsoever. Do you look at Philly as being that championship contenders after all those misfortunes and mishaps in the playoffs and everything, getting beat by Boston, getting beat by Toronto with that buzzer beater and stuff like that? Like, you know, even though they have a lot of potential, are they going to really go anywhere? And that's the thing that it was. And they just needed a change, a tweak down there. Like, you know what I mean? No disrespect. You made fun of it many times. Elton Brand just wasn't the
best GM
Yeah,
felt like for that
yeah,
franchise, and Brett Brown wasn't the best coach. It felt like for that team.
yeah, exactly. And
Some
sometimes, hey, you just need to swap some things in, like make some small tweaks here and there, some changes that are significant, but like there's nothing need to alter everything else. Like you take out Brett Brown, who I'm not going to say is a bad coach, but he's not a great coach. He's good, but he's not great. Swap him out, you get Doc Rivers, who's been going through that turmoil in LA, and you see,
that's a great coach,
now
Doc
that's a great
Rivers.
function right there. You see how much it changed. You changed the GM, unknown GM to a GM that has been known for having some sort of success with putting the right pieces around an organization for the organization to win. Daryl Morey, there you go. And like all those rumors about getting Harden and stuff, we're not going to get to that either. But like you see,
Yeah, you got it. You got shooters. You know, you got Daryl Morey did a great job of acquiring those shooters.
yeah,
Doc Rivers did a great job in terms of the system that he put in play
exactly.
on the court. And
And
then,
nah, yeah,
well,
go on.
and then you got to give credit to the players now.
Hell yeah.
Tobias Harris, All-Star snub. What he's done. Dwight Howard, yeah, Dwight Howard, coming off of the championship year with the Lakers. Danny Green as well,
Yeah,
being that shooter. He's really been stepping up for the Sixers, despite what happened in LA and how he was struggling. He's bounced back. Seth Curry has really been big time for them.
yeah,
He's been efficient. He's been a great 3-point shooter. He's been a great space on the floor along with Danny Green. Ben Simmons, possible defensive player of the year,
yep,
all-star, stepping up on the offensive side, being a little more aggressive. Stop just playing, passive. He's learning to pick and choose his moments, when to be passive and when to be aggressive.
exactly.
You
And
got
last but
some,
not least, I think about
of
you
course,
got to
of
look.
course, of
Yeah,
course. Last but not
go
least, of
on.
course, last but not least, MVP candidate.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the MVP if he didn't miss all those games. Probably most definitely the
Yeah,
MVP if he didn't miss those games. Now it's just a debate.
yeah,
Joel Embiid. You want to talk about? You talking about? He's changed his game a little bit, just tweaked it a little bit. Before he was settling too much. It felt like to me.
yeah,
Now he's being more aggressive. Now he's taking it to the hoop. Now he's getting into his comfort zone, getting into the rhythm, posting up, getting into the paint. Like, what else can you say? Of course, he's already great on the defensive side of the ball. He's a great rebounder.
yeah,
And he's a great leader as well.
exactly.
So,
And hey, man, you saying it all, but hey, you got to give you got to give respect to Doc Rivers who are empowering these guys because some of these guys had rough seasons before. You talk about again Embiid, the criticism that he was receiving, Simmons, the criticism that he was receiving, Tobias Harris, all that talk when Jimmy left the team and how he had a down year right after that and things like that, and how people would counter him out.
you're saying he
Talk
was
about
overpaid.
exactly.
Yep,
You
I
talk
was one of
about
them.
you talk about Danny Green and the situation that happened, specifically in the postseason. You know what I mean? And how all those things that was happening there.
But he's turning around.
Exactly. You talk about Dwight Howard getting that one last chance with the Lakers last year and how much he took advantage of that. And now he's here. And you got to think that. And specifically, again, it got to go to Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is a player coach. Doc Rivers, he empowered these guys to, hey, he knows when to get these guys to be loose and have fun, but he knows when to make sure they know when it's time to get serious. And that's what he has done. Specifically when Embiid. That's the reason why Embiid has had his turnaround. He changed his game because Doc Rivers is into him talking about you can still have fun, but then I'm gonna lay down the hammer. You know how talented and dominant you could be. Go prove it. But there's one person we just have not think. We just did not give a lot of think.
He's been nice.
Huh?
Korkmaz? He's been a nice addition.
Yeah, Korkmaz, but not a player. Not a player. I play. Thank you, Sam Hinkie. Thank you, Sam Hinkie. Thank you. If it wasn't for you, you wouldn't be here.
I ain't jumping on that train. I'm not jumping on that train.
What?
No. Embiid and Simmons need to win a championship for me to say, yeah, like Sam Hinkie, great job. Great job. To me, I just don't personally believe in tanking and throwing years and years and years away for a possibility of a championship. So they have to win.
I can understand that.
For they to really trust the process.
I can understand that, but hey, look, a lot of these teams are going through that process of a constant rebuilding mode in which they're taking in terms to get like this, to get these, to hope for the better future. But hey, this is like a prime example, which if you look at the progress, is working out well so far. Mm-hmm. You can't say that a lot, especially about that team up in Sacramento. You can't say that because they've been trying to fight their way in for a long ass time, and no matter how much they get through, they haven't been able to make the right decision, the right choices, the right things put in place.
Two different.
I'm just saying, you just
situations.
You just got to be honest, like, you know what I mean. So you got to think Sam Hinkie a little bit right now. Don't give him full credit, but don't. At the end of the day, he's the reason to why Philadelphia is in the situation that they are in now.
If they win a chip, I'll say, yeah, trust the process. Until then, no. I'm not riding with Sam Hinkie. Okay. Nah, I'm sorry. I can't. They need to win a championship. They threw 3 years of them just losing, of them being terrible. You're saying it was a process. So that means that process is eventually going to lead to the ultimate goal. What is the ultimate goal in the NBA? A championship. So if you don't win a championship, then what was that for? Getting great players? Getting that great players in those few ones? What could have been? Or like, oh, people looking back at it is like, oh, and they really had some great years. Damn, too bad they lost to Giannis. Too bad they lost to KD, Kyrie. Too bad they lost to Jimmy or whatever it may be. Or too bad they lost Tatum and Brown,
I respect that. I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
It can't be that. They need a championship for that.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see what champions just popped up. But we'll see what happens in the playoffs. Enough about Sam. Congratulations to the Philadelphia 76ers officially clinching the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Mm-hmm. That out the way. Predictions for the second to last set of games of the regular season. First, starting off with a set of 1:00 games. You know what that means. The Hornets going up against the New York Knicks in the Garden.
Knicks.
The Lakers going up against the Pacers.
Lakers.
I think LeBron is playing for that game, I think. The Bulls going up against the Nets. The Suns going up against the Spurs.
Suns.
The Celtics going up against the Timberwolves. I got the Celtics. It don't matter really for both teams. I got Celtics. And lastly, the only nighttime game, because all those games were between 1 and 2. 8:00, the Miami Heat going up against the Milwaukee Bucks.
A matchup that Jimmy Butler would love to see.
Jimmy, just lose.
I got the Heat.
I got the Bucks, and no, that's not because I want the Heat to lose.
No, I'm not saying that's true.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the audience.
Okay.
I got the Bucks. The Bucks are also fighting. They're fighting for that second seed.
Oh shoot! I forgot the Nets didn't secure that yet. Yeah.
No, they didn't. Huh? But I mean, one has the Heat and one has the Bulls. But spoiler.
Okay.
They
take their goals as spoils.
Yep. I still don't think you know what that means. But yeah.
Why did you have to expose me like that?
I think it's time to wrap things up. So, you know what time it is. Going to the standings. Second to the last day of the regular season. Obviously, you mentioned Sixers locked down, number 1 seed. Just talked about the Bucks are a game behind the Nets for that 2nd seed. The Hawks are the 4th seed. Knicks 6th, and the Heat the 5th. The Celtics officially 7th. The Hornets and the Pacers tied between the 8th and the 9th. It'll be big for them. It'll be big if the Hornets they could beat the Knicks, possibly secure that. Pacers lose to the Lakers, or vice versa. See what happens. The Wizards still have a chance to get the 8th seed. They're only a half game behind the Hornets.
But don't the Hornets got the tie? Wait, did they only played once or did they play twice?
Who?
The Hornets versus the Wizards.
I think they played 3 times. Matter of fact,
I think the Hornets got most of those games though.
Oh, slow down. You're getting too ahead of yourself.
Sorry.
We'll talk about that in tomorrow's podcast. Going to the Western Conference, I don't think the Jazz officially clinched the 1 seed. So we gotta wait on that. The Nuggets with the Clippers loss and their win.
Yeah.
Last night against the Timberwolves, right?
Yeah.
The Nuggets are the 3rd seed. Oh no, against the Pistons. Sorry, against the Pistons. Nuggets win against the Pistons from last night. The Nuggets are the 3rd seed. The Clippers are the 4th seed. Mavericks still 5th. The Blazers still the 6th, a game behind the Mavericks. The Lakers the 7th, half a game behind the Trailblazers. Also, I think that the Lakers can get the 5th seed. I think the Trailblazers can still get the 1st seed though. So yeah, if that means that, the Mavericks they clinched.
Yeah, they clinched it. Yeah, they clinched it with that win against the Raptors.
Yep, the Mavericks clinched.
Yeah, they clinched that.
Yeah, officially Mavericks are the 5th seed. No, Mavericks have clinched the playoff. That means that they don't have to worry about the play-in game. This means that it is a battle between the Lakers and the Trailblazers for that final spot. And, of course, the 8th and the 9th seed Warriors and the Grizzlies tied. Talk about that in tomorrow's pod also. And the Spurs, 10th seed, can't move. You looked upset about something.
I think the Blazers should just play in the playing game for this because they just ruined my opportunity to see a matchup I really wanted to see. I can't believe it. And these freaking Mavericks, these Dallas Mavericks, want to keep winning games, like lose one game. I wasn't doing that this whole time, like wanting certain teams to lose or whatsoever, so like one team could get an advantage. But now I'm pissed because I really want to see that Blazers versus Clippers matchup. Like I really want to see it. I really want to see it so bad, and they just had to ruin everything in last night's game to not even give themselves the opportunity. Because now the Clippers want to be so bad, or they want to rest their plays, and now they get the 4th seed, and now look it. Now I don't think I'm gonna ever get to see it. It's gonna still be another Clippers versus Mavericks. We already saw this last season. We don't want to see it again.
You realize that
I don't care if there's 2 games left.
2 set of games left. Clippers have 1 game. The Clippers can take the 3rd seed. Also, the Mavericks can drop to the 6th seed. So, what are you complaining about?
I'm telling you right now, the Mavericks not losing, bro. They're not losing. It's impossible, bro. I know I guess I'm gonna find out who they play against tomorrow's podcast, but it's just like it's going.
You seem really disappointed. Don't worry. Games are not over. Still tonight's set of games and tomorrow's set of games in the regular season. But for now, thank you guys for watching today's podcast. Make sure to tune in to tomorrow's podcast, final podcast of the regular season. Also, at 1 o'clock upload, same as this one. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, get feedback, channel, all that good stuff.
And also follow our IG and our TikTok down in the description below.
Come on, man. It is not that bad. You being dramatic.
I want to see this Cancun matchup.
It
man.
can still happen.
It better happen. All right. Follow our IG and our TikTok down in the description below.
Yes. And once again, I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
This is My The Basketball Podcast.